The golden worm was radiating dazzling golden light as it flew through the air with tremendous power and astonishing speed, reaching the nine-tailed fox in the blink of an eye. The nine-tailed fox threw back its head and let loose an almighty roar upon seeing this, and all of the spiritual light within the azure spirit domain converged toward him before forming 6 azure light barriers in front of him. Countless bursts of worm-like spiritual light were flashing and squirming incessantly over the light barriers, giving off tremendous law power fluctuations. The azure light barriers had only just taken shape when the golden worm arrived before crashing into the azure light barriers, which were shattered one after another in rapid succession. However, the golden worm had also been whittled down significantly, having been reduced to around half of its original size, but it hadn't slowed down in the slightest. A stunned look appeared in the nine-tailed fox's eyes upon seeing this, and he opened his mouth to release 2 bursts of light, one black and one azure. The 2 bursts of light then intertwined to form a massive black and azure arrow, which crashed into the golden worm. An earth-shattering boom rang out as a giant ball of golden light emerged, encompassing everything within a radius of several dozen kilometers within it, including the nine-tailed fox. Black and azure lights were interspersed throughout the golden light, but they were clearly being overwhelmed. The entire battlefield was instantly illuminated as a burst of unfathomably enormous spiritual pressure erupted throughout the surrounding area, sweeping up ferocious gusts of wind in all directions. Some of the weaker insect race and beast race warriors were sent flying by the fierce gusts of wind, and they didn't even get a chance to cry out before they were completely dismembered. Right at this moment, a streak of azure light shot out of the ball of golden light, then faded to reveal the nine-tailed fox. At this moment, he was looking quite dishevelled, with several long gashes on his body. There was also a large hole on his lower abdomen, and the spiritual light around his body had also dimmed significantly, making it very apparent that he had suffered very severe injuries. "Father," Suliu exclaimed as he hurriedly arrived by the nine-tailed fox's side, and all of the beast race warriors down below were looking on in despair. Right at this moment, a sharp whistling sound rang out as the golden beetle arrived on the scene as a ball of golden light. Even though the nine-tailed fox was very severely injured, it still stood up straight to face the enemy, while Suliu was also prepared for battle. Right at this moment, a giant white archway abruptly appeared in the sky above the ball of golden light, then crashed down upon the golden beetle. There was a series of ring-shaped designs engraved onto the archway, and they were giving off tremendous spiritual power fluctuations, indicating that this was a very formidable immortal treasure. All of a sudden, the white archway began to glow with intense white radiance, which formed a giant halo that restricted the golden beetle's body within it. Following the emergence of the white halo, the golden beetle was instantly stopped cold in its tracks, much to the surprise of the 2 azure foxes. "I didn't think that a primordial true spirit like yourself would sink as low as to turn to a wretched human for help." The golden beetle sneered as it swept its front limbs through the air, releasing a vast expanse of translucent golden light that instantly converged to form a streak of light that was several thousand feet in length before crashing into the white archway. A resounding boom rang out as the streak of golden light shattered, and a deep gash was also sliced into the white archway, but it remained intact. The white halo released by the white archway also shrank down significantly, but the golden beetle was very surprised to see that its attack had failed to destroy the target. Right at this moment, a purplish golden giant that was several hundred feet tall and had 3 heads and 6 arms appeared above the white archway. It was none other than Han Li after adopting his holy nirvana physique, and there was a determined look on his face as he swung his arms through the air with immense power. 3 streaks of light, 1 golden, 1 black, and 1 white shot out of his hands, and they contained a golden net, a black wooden ruler, and a sheet of white paper, all of which were spoils that he had reaped from the infernal frost immortal manna. The golden net swelled drastically in size before descending upon the golden beetle, while the black ruler also expanded rapidly before striking the beetle. At the same time, Countless huge black runes appeared on its surface, then converged to form a black array that encompassed the golden beetle within it. Meanwhile, the sheet of paper transformed into a vast white mountain in the blink of an eye before crashing down violently. Bursts of white light surged out of the mountain to form a hemispherical white light barrier, which also encompassed the golden beetle. Thanks to the support from the 3 immortal treasures, the white archway was stabilized, and the 4 immortal treasures were temporarily able to trap the golden beetle. However, Han Li didn't let down his guard in the slightest upon seeing this, and he began to chant a rapid incantation. He hadn't decided to enter the fray out of the kindness of his heart. Instead, the problem was that Jin Tong wasn't going to be able to hide in Xiaobai's body for long, and if Yohu were to be defeated, then he would be forced to face this high zenith stage gold-devouring immortal on his own once Jin Tong inevitably emerged from Xiaobai's belly. With that in mind, Han Li was casting a rapid string of incantation seals into the 4 immortal treasures with 4 of his hands, while his other 2 hands were swept through the air to release Feng Tiandu's full set of 36 origin separation law chains, which he had obtained in the wake of Feng Tiandu's demise. However, he still hadn't been able to completely refine them, but even so, they had served as Feng Tiandu's bonded treasure, so they naturally contained tremendous law powers, and they were particularly effective in sealing a target's soul. All 3 of Han Li's heads were chanting an urgent incantation, and the 36 origin separation law chains instantly sprang to life as countless tiny black runes surged out of them, giving off bursts of astonishing law power fluctuations. The golden beetle was very alarmed upon sensing the aura of the origin separation law chains, and it let loose a furious roar as all of the golden light around it abruptly surged back into its body, forming a series of flashing golden spots that resembled countless eyes all over its exoskeleton. A loud shrieking sound rang out as a streak of translucent golden light shot out of each of those golden eyes before striking the 4 immortal treasures. The golden began to tremble violently, and it was the first one to be torn apart. After that, the black array formed by the wooden ruler was only able to last a few seconds before it was also destroyed, immediately following which the giant black ruler shattered into countless pieces. The countless streaks of translucent golden light then struck White Archway and the White Mountain in a devastating barrage. But the pair of immortal treasures proved to be surprisingly resilient, managing to hold themselves together, much to Han Li's relief. Both the archway and the sheet of white paper were immortal treasures that had been crafted out of jade materials, and just as he had anticipated, such materials were more adept at warding off attacks from gold-devouring immortals. He began to cycle through his hands, seals even more urgently, as all 6 of his eyes began to glow brightly, and a translucent sword projection suddenly shot out of the glabella of his central head, then reached the golden beetle in a flash. The golden beetle immediately lashed out at the sword projections with its front limbs at an astonishing speed, but before they were able to intercept the sword projection, it had already pierced straight into the golden beetle's head. A pained look instantly appeared on the golden beetle's face, and its massive body began to tremble uncontrollably as it let loose an agonized cry. Han Li's eyes immediately lit up upon seeing this, and he opened his mouth to release a ball of purplish golden blood essence, which transformed into a cloud of purplish golden mist that fused into the 36 origin separation law chains. After absorbing Han Li's blood essence, the runes on the origin separation law chains began to glow even brighter, while the law powers that they released were also further enhanced. As Han Li made one final hand seal, the 36 origin separation law chains abruptly vanished from the spot before reappearing in front of the golden beetle and attempting to burrow their way into its body. Even though the golden beetle was still trembling uncontrollably, it was still able to remain lucid and conscious, and it released a burst of golden light with great difficulty, within which were 30 to 40 radiant golden law threads. The golden law threads began to revolve on the spot, forming a golden vortex that swept up the 36 origin separation law chains to suck them in. An alarmed look appeared on Han Li's face upon seeing this, and he hurriedly began to make hand seals with all 6 of his hands, doing everything in his power to stabilize the origin separation law chains. At the same time, another translucent sword projection shot out of his glabella before piercing into the golden beetle's head in a flash. The golden beetle wailed in agony once again, and the golden vortex shuddered slightly, but it remained intact and was continuing to suck in the origin separation law chains. An urgent look appeared on Han Li's face, yet before he had a chance to do anything else, an azure spirit domain abruptly appeared around the golden beetle before rapidly spreading outward in all directions. Han Li immediately turned to discover Yohu flying to him. At the same time, a series of azure law threads emerged around the golden vortex, and there were also around 30 to 40 of them. The azure law threads flew into the golden vortex in a flash to impede the golden law threads, and the speed of revolution of the golden vortex was instantly significantly slowed. Yohu then opened his mouth to release a burst of black and azure light, which formed another giant arrow, and it shrieked through the air before piercing into the golden vortex in a flash. The golden vortex instantly began to bulge before exploding violently, freeing the 36 origin separation law chains, which instantly burrowed their way into the golden beetle's body.